welcome everybody to the first game of the season for the London City Royals versus Bristol Flyers. So the starting five for Bristol Flyers. Review. At guard, Lewis Champion. Makes it noise. Denty Thomas also at guard. We'll also be having at forward Greg Thomas. The other forward, Raphael Thomas Edwards. And with a hand for Daniel Gautier at forward. And now for the home team, make some real good noise. At guard, starting for London City Royals, we have Matt Scott. Make some noise. With a very big hand to the guard, Andrew Lawrence. Make some noise. Make some noise for the home team. At guard. At guard, we have Ed Lucas. Make some noise. Forward, Oya, Jackman. And Will Neighbor at forward. Make some noise.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Crystal Palace, London for tonight's BBL Cup game between our host, the London City Royals, and the visitors coming from the West Country, the Bristol Flyers. Both these two teams now coming off the back of two very, very big victories. Of course, London City Royals, very close game as they won on the road against the Plymouth Raiders. All for the visitors, it was a very emphatic victory against the Surrey Scorchers at home in the arena they're currently playing in at the moment. Tonight, it's all about here. We're in the mecca of British basketball, as tonight we're here in Crystal Palace, where basketball was more or less born here in the UK, and it's given its rebirth as it did disappear. Last time we were here was in the 2012-13 season when the London Lions occupied this arena. But tonight, it's all about the London City Royals. The big thing tonight, of course, the London City Royals signing the Lavrinovic twins, both Kistov and Dariush. Two big primetime players from Europe, having both international experience for Lithuania and EuroLeague experience. And you can see a lot of fans have come in tonight just for these two players. But not to mention domestic talent, Andrew Lawrence making his home debut tonight for the London Royals. Had a very impressive game against the Plymouth Raiders with 27 points, 1 assist shy of a double-double. Andrew Lawrence, a former Great Britain 2012 international Olympic athlete, played heavily for the Great British national team over the years. Tonight, this is his first season back in his home country, the United Kingdom, here in the British Basketball League. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a minute and a half away from tip for this home debut this evening for Coach Lloyd Gardner. Now, Coach Lloyd Gardner, having played as a player here 20 years ago for the London Towers, and have been a very instrumental coach for youth basketball at Barking Abbey Academy. And this is his first season as a professional basketball coach. And what a better coach could they have picked for such a big season for the London City Royals, having only been their second season so far here in the British Basketball League. Well, for the Bristol Flyers, having made their debut season back in 2014-15, and having made the season now, the playoffs 3 times. A little bit of interesting story about the Flyers. Each season they've been in, they've made the playoffs. It's been 2 exits against the Newcastle Eagles, but it was only 2 seasons ago in the 2017-18 regular season where they finished impressively in 6th place, and they beat the Newcastle Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. And last season, finishing 10th with only 14 wins, they've got a point to prove, and what better way to do it here tonight. Again, this is the British Basketball League Cup. We're just a few seconds away from tip-off, and it looks like Coach Lloyd Gardner is going for a starting lineup of Andrew Lawrence, Matt Scott, Ed Lucas, Olin Jackman and Will Neighbor. So apart from Matt Scott, who comes from Brooklyn, New York, that is a British starting lineup. And Scott left-handed, as we said, coming from Brooklyn, New York, played his university basketball at Niagara University last season, was playing in Germany for BV Chemnitz. This is a great opportunity for this young fella. I think for the Flyers, it's going to be about tempo tonight. They're going to really have to match how quick the Royals are going to get up and down the court. With a player like Andrew Lawrence playing the point guard, you can be sure to know it's going to be a lot of run and gun, high tempo basketball, and they're going to have to match that if they're going to come out with anything tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here tonight. We're set for tip. Both these two teams will be ready for show. And don't watch out. Andrew Lawrence in the starting lineup, and the Laverinovich twins will be making their debut tonight here in the capital. Well, tip is underway, and Andrew Lawrence gets the first play, and the Royals will get the first play of the game. Lawrence now takes a pick and pop with Will Neighbor. Will Neighbor takes a three-pointer, sinks it from downtown, and Will Neighbor gets it going for the Royals. Well, that's a good little combo they've got. Those two haven't played youth national basketball since under 18. Will Neighbor coming from Solent Stars, of course. Now the Flyers going to go down the other end and kick out the corner. Lewis Champion will try a three. Champion can't get an offensive rebound, and it's a quick putback, and the Flyers respond very well. Well, that's going to be a big thing for the Royals. We saw that in the Plymouth Raiders game where they came up victorious by only 2 points, but boxing out and rebounding could be crucial in this game. Jackman now goes handoff with Andrew Lawrence, kicks out, Neighbor, another three. Will Neighbor sinks it from downtown. He's 2 for 2 from the perimeter. Will Neighbor just struggling to find his shot in the past few games of last season, but coming out like a house on fire. And again, all about Andrew Lawrence with the penetrations and leaving wide open shooters. The Royals now look very comfortable in the defense. As you can see, it goes all the way. Gentry Thomas goes all the way, and it's an easy tip back. And again, they don't box out, and the Royals pay the price. Lawrence now comes off the screen. Andrew Lawrence all the way, dishes off. What a pass. Jackman in the corner, sinks it, and London City Royals have come out like a house on fire. 3 for 3 from the perimeter. And the Flyers have to call timeout because they got a problem. It's not only the perimeter shooting from the Royals, but it's also Andrew Lawrence who's just making the defense collapse, penetration after penetration. Well, Coach Andros Kapolis, having been with the Flyers now for 15 years, started as an academy coach when they played in the English Basketball League of Division III, but it was in the 2014-15 season that they decided to make the jump from EBL Division I to the British Basketball League. And again, very impressive to see a lot of teams have come up from EBL to BBL and not be able to sustain themselves. A lot of credit to the Filton Flyers. A lot of playoff birthmarks. But again, a very impressive victory against the Newcastle Eagles back in the 2017-18 season. But right now he's got a problem, and that problem's Andrew Lawrence. I just wonder right now, how are the Bristol Flyers going to respond? Now they got Lewis Champion playing the point guard role, and again, they've got to be more clinical, attack the London City Royals, but you can see it's a pick and roll with Thomas. He's got to kick it out. Again, the defense just too easy for the Royals. Sitting back, they got a transition now. Lawrence, Andrew, can he pull up? 4-3, can't get it. We'll get an offensive rebound, and now City Royals got to do it all over again. Lawrence now pick and roll, looking for Neighbor. Lawrence behind the back, goes in the lane. Well, it just gets a little bit of a strip, and it's going to be baseline ball. And again, nice penetration by the young British guard. Put it behind his back, and again, you can see Ed Lucas was coming in baseline for the dish off, but I think it was Champion just made a clinical touch. Jackman now almost fumbles it out of bounds, but it will be London City. Oh, it's a 24-second violation. definitely see the tempo right now. The London City Royals, a definite step up from last season. Again, that being said, some players in the mix really just fitting into their places, but when you've got a point guard like Andrew Lawrence, it makes a world of a difference. Gets away with it, goes in the lane, tries a little bump off the backboard. Now he is causing all sorts of problems down low, and the Flyers respond. Scott now takes him with his right, tries to kick it out, but looks to isolate, crosses over in the lane, bumps, goes up off the backboard, draws a foul. And he's going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Matt Scott there from Brooklyn, New York, Niagara University, just showing his isolation ability. He spent last season playing in Germany for BV Chemnitz, and looking to make a very big impact here in the capital for the London City Royals. It could be a big, big season for him, of course. I mean, it's going to be a question of what positions he's going to play. You see he's fitted comfortably in that small forward position, this being his debut for the London City Royals, but the good thing for him is with the players they've got and the ability to spread the floor with the shooters. I mean, Jackman and Will Neighbor can shoot the 3 well, but makes their life comfortable. He's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Well, now the Flyers, after Thomas comes up a pick, goes in the middle, fades away, over. Will Neighbor can't get it. Lucas comes up with a rebound. Now they're going to push in transition. Lucas pulls up, quick 3. Can't get it now. Was that the best shot they could have taken? But now the Flyers can get out in transition. We're going to transition play here now. Scott's kicked out. Neighbor back to Lawrence. Well, Lawrence trying to go baseline, but just pulls it back. Pulls up for the 3. Can't get it. Thomas with the rebound. Now the Flyers can break. Champion now trying to take it on, goes in with his left. Lewis Champion look for a kick out, turns it over. We got a steal, transition to 2-on-1. Lawrence Jackman goes up, finishes it with a finger roll, and the London City Royals are out on the break. Well, that's just beautiful basketball there. Andrew Lawrence making a very crucial pass, but again, all in Jackman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know right now, the Laverinovich twins will be checking into the game as they go in the lane. The foul is called on Will Neighbor. Kissed off. Laverinovich will check into the game, and be sure to hear a big applause from a lot of these fans in the crowd. Big signing coming into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Won the Russian Cup in 2004, All EuroLeague team, second team, in 2008, 2011. That is Kistov Laverinovich. Again, you can hear the ovation gets from the crowd. It'll be interesting to see what kind of role he's going to play. Will he play the foundation, back down big man, or will he play the pick and pop 3-pointer, which we've seen from Will Neighbor, who just checked out of the game. He gets the second one now, and Ed Lucas will bring the ball up for the Royals. Scott now cross court to Laverinovich. Who's pick and roll with Lucas. Lucas shakes and bakes, pulls a step back, can't get it. Jackman almost comes up with a steal, but now the Flyers can break again. Down the middle, no one stops it, goes in with an easy finger roll. And again, went in between the towers, and a nice finish. Bristol Flyers now just stepping it up a little bit better, and just matching the intensity that the London City Royals came out with. Slight deflection, so it will be London City Royals ball baseline. Making a change now. Coming into the game is Levi Bradley and number 25, Marcus DePelche. VC Dusha also checks into the game for the London City Royals. Gives Andrew Lawrence. No, Lawrence is still in the game, sorry. Vrinovich looking for a handoff now with Lawrence. Lawrence in the lane, kicks out. Jackman, little teardrop, doesn't get it. Can't get the rebound. And now Flyers can break in transition. Tries a lob up, doesn't get it. Under the basket, gotta finish it. Gets the and one. Well, Marcus Topelke, with his first introduction, gets an easy basket. And he's gonna go to the free throw line now for the three-point play. You can see with the Royals right now, just a few issues they're having on the offense. Just trying to go a lot of dribble handoffs, but a lot of collision with players, and again, need a little bit more balance. And the Flyers seem to be just making the most of the transition as Lavrinovic comes up with a rebound. OVC now looking to give it off to Andrew Lawrence. Lawrence, cross court, wide open for Scott in the corner. Big three, sinks it. Well, London City Royals, well, it was a long two actually, sorry, had his foot on the line, but again, shooting the ball very well from the perimeter. Coming off a screen now, Topelke in the low block, got it by Olin Jackman. Wants to back down, kicks out. Levi Bradley for three. Bradley sinks the triple. Well, again, that's a lot better from the Flyers. Moving the ball very well, getting some open shooters, and again, London City Royals being played at their own game right now by the Bristol Flyers. Kusha look for a backdoor, gets a turnover now. Bradley with a steal, and now the Flyers can break. Pulls up for a three in transition, takes it, and he sinks it from downtown. What a three-pointer. Now, Bristol Flyers just showing a bit of run and gun basketball in transition. Kusha just draws the foul on number 0, Gentry Thomas. Well, that three-pointer transition was Fred Thomas, actually. Will Jackman now just takes a break as Ed Lucas and Will Neighbor check back. They've gone for a tall lineup now with Will Neighbor and Lavrinovic. They almost turn it over as Lavrinovic just comes up with a loose ball. LVC now looking for the big man down low. Cross court to Will Neighbor. Neighbor back out to LVC. Through in the shot clock, gotta get something going. They turn it over. Now we got transition. Thomas is gonna go up with it. Easily lays it up. And now Coach Lloyd Gardner has to call timeout because the Bristol Flyers are running wild all over Crystal Palace. London City Royals now going to have to respond because you can see the Bristol Flyers just making a bit of a run there, making the most in transition. Now, we talked about the Royals playing fast break basketball, but again, just too comfortable in their own half court and making some costly turnovers, which is allowing the Flyers to get out on the break. But OVC now looking for Andrew Lawrence. And there's a foul under the basket. The foul appears to be against number 2, Panos Mayandombe. As he fouls Lavrinovic. They got the switch there, which is the mismatch they didn't want. Neighbor now goes handoff. Pick and roll with LVC. Down low, the big man, Lavrinovic, spins baseline, goes to work, but he misses the layup. Costly miss now. And now the Bristol Flyers can't push the transition. Gentry Thomas now just showing a bit of class of ball handling. Neighbor now comes up with a rebound. Foul is called against the Flyers. Well, that's one thing the London City Royals are going to have to do, really try and throw the ball down to the big man, but he's got to finish it under the basket. Yeah, get to the free throw line as much as possible, just get fouled, but got to keep forcing the issue with the Lavrinovic boys. BC now gives up to Andrew Lawrence. Lawrence takes it in with his right, kicks out. Trying to kick it into the corner to Ed Lucas, but a foul is called. We're in the penalty now, so Andrew Lawrence will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Lawrence, we talked about the Lavrinovic twins being big signings for the London City Royals, but Andrew Lawrence in the prime of his career at the moment, 29 years of age. Scored 27 points and 9 assists last week against the Plymouth Raiders. Played his college basketball, College of Charleston, the NCAA. And his father, Ronaldo Lawrence, a British basketball legend, was drafted by the San Diego Clippers in the 1979 NBA draft. He makes it 2 for 2 from the free throw line now. Gentry Thomas on the ball, kicks in the lane. A foul is called, and one. Well, started with a little penetration, but Levi Bradley just caught it at an awkward angle. And now he'll go to the free throw line. Second and 1 of the game for the Bristol Flyers. Levi Bradley just sitting comfortably at that high post roll. You see the pick and rolls coming from Gentry Thomas, but again, just making the most of that 15 feet mid-range. Missed the free throw. Neighbor with a rebound, and now throws it to Andrew Lawrence. Transition. Lawrence, bit of contact, finishes the layup. Well, the assist coming from Will Neighbor. And again, those two been playing that style of basketball since they were 18. Thomas now pump fakes, takes another 3. Gentry Thomas from downtown, 6 to treble. Well, the Bristol Flyers now leading this by 7 points, 24 to 17. Lawrence comes off a screen. Lavrinovic wide open. Looking for Dusha. Backdoor. Kicks out. Lucas, big 3 in the corner. And Lucas airballs it. Again, it was a beautiful build-up, but just couldn't make the final touch. Gentry Thomas is on fire. Well, this man is coming here and he's taking this game over. Nobody able to stop this man. Crosses over. Lawrence in the lane. Goes up, draws a foul. Well, the foul appears to be, I believe, on number 8, Josh Rogers, and it is, so Andrew Lawrence will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Well, Darius Lavrinovic checking in for his brother. So we'll see how this one plays out. It'd be interesting to see them both play the 4 and 5 role, a joint power forward or center role with the Lavrinovic twins, but again, I guess what Coach Lloyd Gardner likes to have is Orlin Jackman, or in this case right now, Will Neighbor, playing that 4 stretch 3 role so they can spread the floor with the perimeter shooting. And now Andrew Lawrence makes the first free throw. Two for 2 for Lawrence. And he just goes to the bench, takes a breather. Matt Scott checks back into the game. Minute 40 to go here in the first quarter as the Bristol Flyers lead this one 26 to 19. Champion on the ball, comes off a screen. Bradley crosses over, steps back against Will Neighbor, doesn't get it. Lucas with a rebound. Lucas kicks out. Neighbor has made 2 threes already. Doesn't take this one. Lavrinovic gives a handoff now to Scott. Scott down the lane. Almost turns it over, and they do that, and now the Flyers can push a transition. Champion down the lane, kicks out. Big 3. Fred Thomas doesn't get it. Neighbor with a rebound. Scott now in the lane, looking for the lob pass to Lavrinovic. Lavrinovic is just dying to get the ball in the low block, and Neighbor down low, good pass to Scott. Scott, tough shot, no rebounders, doesn't make it. Rogers with a rebound, and now Champion can push for the Flyers. Champion now pulls up for a three, top, doesn't get it. He'll touch the top of the rim, I believe, so will be a violation against the Flyers. 32.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter as the London City Royals possibly try and run this one down as long as they can on the 24. 8 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Scott gives it off. Down low to Lavrinovic. Kicks out. Lucas hasn't made 1-3 yet. Takes another one. Still can't get it, but they get an offensive rebound. Neighbor thought about the three. Now 1 second difference between the game clock and shot clock now. Scott going to isolate. Kicks out. They turn it over. Well, 2 seconds left. Throws up a prayer and almost got it. But at the end of the first quarter, it is the Bristol Flyers 26 and the London City Royals 19. A lot to think about. Too many turnovers so far for the London City Royals. Bristol Flyers getting out in the break. You can see at the end there was a horn in the crowd, which I believe he thought was the game clock. You see Lewis Champion say to him, you have more time on the clock, you got to see, but tough situation. But we're back for the second quarter in just over a minute and a half to go.
Second quarter for the Wolves. We have Lucas, Neighbor, Carey, Scott, and Lavrinovic. As the Wolves run the tip, Bristol Flyers ball to start the second quarter.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second quarter of this matchup between the London City Royals and the Bristol Flyers. The Flyers now lead this one by 7 points. Just built a bit of momentum in the second part of the first quarter. Well, they turn the ball over now. Matt Scott transition, kicks out to Lucas. Well, Lucas coming off a pick and roll with Lavrinovic, and Lavrinovic demanding the ball, but again, they almost turn it over. It will be baseline ball to the London City Royals. You can see what the Bristol Flyers are doing, just clogging the paint, because they know size for size in the low block. They're not matched up very well against the Royals. Neighbor now catch and shoot from the perimeter, takes a three, doesn't get it. Lavrinovic, offensive rebound, got to go up with it. Gets fouled by Rogers. And again, the whole crowd just giving him a bit of applause for his efforts to get the offensive rebound. And now the big man will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Darius Lavrinovic. Will and Jackman now also back into the game. Just gives Will Neighbor a little bit of a breather. Lavrinovic making the first free throw. Well, in 2014, he was the MVP in the Ukrainian Basketball League for Budivelnyk. Played for some big clubs, the likes of Žalgiris, Dinamo Moscow, Real Madrid, Fenerbahce, CSKA, and Liat Kabelis. So a lot of experience coming from these two twins from Lithuania. And now pressure coming. Takes in the lane, spins around, goes up, gets rejected. Well, Lavrinovic said, "Not in my house." What a block from the big man. What a defensive play by the big man from Lithuania. Just protecting the paint, just getting a slight touch on the block shot. Scott gives up to Jackman. Jackman now pulls up for three, doesn't get it. Offensive rebound by Scott, tries to go up, can't get the and one. But again, London City Royals going back to a bit of hustle just to get themselves back into this game. You can see Bristol Flyers now, champion trying to get the players together and saying, look, we got to protect the boards, we got to put a body on every man. But London City Royals just causing a few problems in the low block. Not a bad debut so far for Matt Scott. Again, probably hasn't got his perimeter shot going like he would have wanted to, but we saw that when he was playing last season for BV Hemets, having a very, very good season. Well, makes the second free throw, 2 for 2. Cuts it down to a three-point ball game. Gentry Thomas now. Thomas throws it down low. Here's the mismatch they've got. Wants to go to work. It's now Fred Thomas fades away. Whoa, goes with a Karl Malone-esque shot with a little pivot over. You can see, just sank it from 10 feet. Lawrence now gives the ball up. He's also just checked back into the game for the Royals. And again, another steal. Well, breakaway time. Gives it a throwdown. What a dunk. And again, Fred Thomas just making his name heard in this game. What a play. The Royals now just making some sloppy turnovers, really costing them. Lawrence now doesn't use a screen, tries to split it again. It's another turnover. Gentry Thomas behind the back, and well, they've called a carry violation. Excellent call by the official. You can see Gentry Thomas just lifted the ball a little too high as he tried to split the defense, but that's an excellent call from our officials tonight. Lawrence now looking for a handoff with Olin Jackman, gets it back. Lawrence now pulls up for a three-pointer. Andrew Lawrence sinks the triple. Well, Andrew Lawrence, you can see the skills he's got. Simply can just take this game over. And a simple handoff pick and roll. Pulled up for the three-pointer off the dribble. Back to a four-point ball game now. Gentry Thomas puts it between his legs now. Edozie had to shove it. Turnover. They call it a double dribble on him in that situation, but sloppy play there by the Bristol Flyers. Lawrence now guarded by Lewis Champion. He come off a screen. Down low, Lavrinovic, got to go up with it. And this time, he makes the layup under the basket. The assist coming from Andrew Lawrence, and it's a two-point ball game. Thomas now gives up to Lewis Champion. Comes off a screen now, tries to take it in the middle, kicks it out. Pump fake, pulls up from 15 feet. Way off the mark, but another offensive rebound. Can't get it. Bristol Flyers now. Double crossover. Thomas kicks out a Champion. 5 on the shot clock. Got to get something going to the basket. Thomas all the way with a finger roll. Doesn't get it. And a turnover. And it will be London City Royals basketball. Well, from the size that the Royals have got, you can see there they got out-rebounded 3 times by the Flyers. And it almost costed them. Scott now. Lawrence gives up to Laverinovich, pulls up for a three-pointer from no man's land, way off the mark. And now the Flyers can break it again. You see just a little bit flat on the three-point shot now. Thomas pulls up for a three. Gentry Thomas doesn't get it. Laverinovich just turns the ball over. Baseline ball now to the Bristol Flyers. Will change now for the Royals. It's twin for twin as Darius is going to come to the bench and Kistov Laverinovich will come into the game. Not a bad little duo with these two. 1 for 1 in that situation. Well, Fred Thomas has made one three-pointer, didn't pull the trigger. This time he does with a fadeaway. Doesn't get it. Jackman with a big rebound. And now Andrew Lawrence can break. Lawrence in transition. Kicks out. Big three from Scott in the corner. Scott sinks it from downtown. The assist coming from Andrew Lawrence. Again, there's the run and gun basketball that we've seen from the Royals. Champion now looking for Fred Thomas. Dozy now kicks off to Rogers. Well, Fred Thomas now, same spot, 10 feet, in and out, doesn't get it. Jackman with another rebound. And Nolan Jackman really taking care of the boards. Almost turns it over. But it will be Royals ball. Well, Ed Lucas now checking back into the game, who's really yet to solidify himself in the perimeter. Ed Lucas, tough young player. Having come from the Brixton Top Cats Academy, played a bit of basketball for the Westminster Warriors, and then played 6 years of professional basketball in Angola. In fact, his brother, Nate Lucas, also part of the coaching staff here at the London City Royals and for the Angola national team. Well, again, another poor turnover. Laverinovich just dropping the ball in the low block. Andrew Lawrence almost coming up with a steal there. There's a little bit of blood on the head of Gentry Thomas. FIBA rules, has to go to the bench just to get it cleared up. I think what Gentry Thomas is telling to the referee is, why didn't you call the foul when I got hit? Hopefully we will see him back in the game. He's having a great game tonight. Gentry Thomas having said something very interesting when he signed for the Bristol Flyers, saying that he knew that the BBL was a physical league, but he's been playing physical basketball since he was young, so that's something not new to him. Another turnover now. Andrew Lawrence gets in transition. Lawrence kicks out corner. Lucas hasn't made a three yet. Takes one, and Lucas from downtown. Oh, what a three-pointer by Ed Lucas. The assist coming from Matt Scott, but again, started with the fast break transition by Andrew Lawrence. And that's the run and gun basketball that we expect to see from the London City Royals. The Royals now just building a 4-point lead here. And an offensive foul is called. And Bristol Flyers, everything costing them at the moment. Again, just losing the focus that we saw at the end of the first quarter. Lawrence now on the ball, looking for a screen with Laverinovich. Jackman now looking to isolate, but there's a foul off the ball, and it looks like they've called a foul against Dozy. Again, Dozy having that mismatch issue against Laverinovich. So we'll be baseline ball now to the London City Royals. Gentry Thomas now just checking back in the game, which is probably what they've missed in the last few seconds. When he's got the ball in his hands, he dictates everything as Jackman underneath the basket kicks out. Scott for another three-pointer, sinks it from downtown. Well, London Royals really have come out like a house on fire in this game. Thomas now looking for Fred Thomas. Goes in with his left, kicks out, they turn it over. Lawrence, he's got Jackman with him in transition. Bit of contact, reverse layup, and Andrew Lawrence is taking this game over. And the Bristol Flyers have to call timeout. Well, that's the thing with the London Royals. When they get into their tempo, you can see they're probably one of the best, if not the best team in this league. Bristol Flyers have got to sort themselves out. Back from the timeout now, 3:55 to go here in the second quarter. London Royals lead this one by 9 points, 39-30. Bristol Flyers just having a barren spell for 2 minutes, unable to get themselves going. Thomas now gives up to Levi Bradley. Bradley takes it in with his left hand, bit of contact, goes in, doesn't get it, gets his own rebound, goes up and he gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots, and again, Levi Bradley did so well there just to get his own rebound, draw that contact. Well, anytime Bristol Flyers get over rebound against the London City Royals, I mean, that is a huge stat themselves, because Royals have 3 players at least over 6'10". Olin Jackman probably 6'7", but again, physicality and athleticism makes him such a dominant rebounder. So Levi Bradley misses the first free throw. Bradley playing some good minutes so far for the Bristol Flyers, really getting into this game, but again, he's got to make his free throws. Makes the second one. Andrew Lawrence now gives up to Ed Lucas. Lucas comes off a screen with Lavrinovic. Almost turns it over. Jackman keeps it alive. 6 on the shot clock. Jackman pulls up from 18 feet. Olin Jackman with the fadeaway going out of baseline off the dribble. We don't usually see that from Olin Jackman, but if he can do that night in, night out, he's going to have a good season with his team. Gets a handoff now with Thomas. Thomas comes off another screen. Well, the pick and pop play works. They get the open shot, and he sinks it from 15 feet. It's a nice little 1-2 they had there, but again, did so well just to get his feet set for the shot. And that was a dozy. Lavrinovic for 3, and the big man can't get it, but another offensive rebound, but he just steps out of bounds. So it will be Flyers ball. Champion now gives the ball off. Takes it in, pulls up from 10 feet, jump shot, nothing but net by Fred Thomas. And again, Bristol Flyers just starting to find themselves a little bit better with a mid-range in this game. 6-point lead to the London City Royals. With 2:26 to go here in the first half. Lucas comes off a screen, kicks out to Lavrinovic, doesn't take the three-pointer. Lawrence will take the three-pointer. In and out, can't get it. Big rebound by Adozi. And now Gentry kicks out to Levi Bradley. Thomas now pulls up, fades away. Oh, was he fouled on the three-point shot? Or? The foul was on the ground, just he came off the screen, so will be sideline ball to the Bristol Flyers. Down low to Bradley. Bradley backs down against Olin Jackman. Jackman, good defense. Bradley fades away, doesn't get it. Lawrence now transitions to 3-on-2. Jackman to his left, kicks out. Scott for three, sinks it, and again, it's the same combo. Lawrence to Scott. Scott sinks to Trey. 9-point lead now to the London City Royals as Bradley takes a three, doesn't get it. Champion comes up with a loose ball. Down low to Adozie now. Adozie wants to pull up for 15 feet, doesn't get it. Scott with a big rebound. And they call a jump ball. And it will be London City Royals basketball. Well, Thomas Edwards now checks into the game for Levi Bradley. And again, probably just to give him a little bit more size, but Levi Bradley playing some good minutes. And we got a timeout now to the London City Royals.
Another announcement, the British Basketball All-Star Championship is giving away 25% of gold, silver and bronze tickets for the next big basketball event, which is at the Copper Box Arena on Sunday the 13th of October. Be there as 8 of the British Basketball League's best teams will battle in this electrifying tournament, including your own London City Royals, featuring 12-minute matches, an all-star 5-point line and a golden buzzer power play. The British Basketball All-Star Championship is a non-stop afternoon of fast-paced basketball action. Make sure you're there on the 13th of October. Royals are up.
We're back in with 1:25 to go here in the second quarter. London City Royals leading this one 44-35. Again, it's been the perimeter shooting that's really just steered them ahead. But the question is, can they shoot like that for the rest of the second half? And Bristol Flyers figure it out defensively. We will find out. Scott going pick and pop now with Lavrinovic for a handoff now with Andrew Lawrence. Kicks in the corner. Lucas has made 1-3, takes another one. And Lucas, cash money from downtown. Another assist for Andrew Lawrence. 12-point lead to the Royals now. A minute to go here in the second quarter. Fred Thomas now has made a couple already tonight. Can't get this one. Lucas, transition. Andrew Lawrence all the way. Lays it up. Fast break basketball by the London City Royals. It's a 14-point lead so far to the host. And again, Bristol Flyers have to respond here. They don't want to get this deficit any bigger going into the second half. Adozie in the low block. Got it by Lavrinovic. Another turnover now. What's a 3-on-1? Lawrence back to Lucas. Lucas from 15 feet. Doesn't get it. Well, Scott goes up at it. Off the offensive rebound. 16-point lead to the Royals. And now, Bristol Flyers. 12 seconds to go here in the first half. Champion on the ball. Lewis Champion now looking to isolate. Gives up to Gentry Thomas. Thomas comes off a screen with Adozie in the lane. Doesn't get it well. Thought the official caught a foul, but again, that is the end of the first half as the London City Royals lead this one 51-35, 16-point lead to the hosts. Both teams gonna talk this one over.
And just to let you know, very shortly we'll be having Barnet Southgate College versus Lambeth College. Showcasing what the UK's young talent have on offer. And another announcement, just to recap if you didn't hear me during the game. I know the crowd has been pretty loud, showing their support. The British Basketball All-Stars Championship is giving away 25% of gold, silver and bronze tickets for their next big basketball event, which is at the Copper Box Arena on Sunday, the 13th of October, from 1. There's 8 of the British Basketball League's best teams do battle in this electrifying tournament, including your London City Royals, featuring 12-minute matches, an all-star 5.9 and a golden buzzer power play. The British Basketball All-Stars Championship is a non-stop afternoon of fast-paced basketball action. And currently on the court, we have Barnet and Southgate College and Lambeth College as they're about to play 2 5-minute halves. As your half-time entertainment.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Coach Daniel James speaking. I'm here to announce my guys on the floor over there, as mentioned by the gentleman with me. Barnet and Southgate Academy, partnered up with London City Royals. This is a great initiative for us. Obviously, we're excited to announce the partnership. Barnet and Southgate are they're also very excited because what they're planning is partnerships in the right way. Now, what they've done this year, they've partnered with the NFL to launch the first ever NFL Academy outside of the US. So obviously that's, helping on getting kids scholarships for NFL. They've also partnered with Tottenham Hotspur. They're sorting out their football program, who also actually will be, their new stadium is home, it's able to change to an American football stadium, etc. So they're doing a lot of work there. But for us, what we're very proud about is the partnership with the basketball team. So as you see, a group of young fellas on the floor here. Not everyone could make it today, but we've got about 25 guys, 2 teams. Really and truly, it's a pathway for us. We're hoping on starting, hopefully younger, but obviously you've got to start somewhere. And this is a great group of guys who focus on building their character, building their self-esteem, motivation, and something to keep them off the streets, of course. They're going to be training, or they are training currently, 5 days a week with us. So, Monday through Friday. Obviously, learning how to get better on the court. Of course, it's big for us to push them to be better off the court as well. Now, obviously, we've got plans to partner with universities, etc., potentially offer scholarships and such. And then, hoping on getting some kids. You might even see 1 or 2 of these guys on our team, on our floor one day, playing for the professional team, the London City Royals. Obviously, we're very, very hands-on with these kids, making sure that they're making the right decisions. And of course, as I said, hopefully, they go on to university, potentially through one of our scholarship programs, and then, as I said, joining the London City Royals to basically stay within the family. And it really offers a career path for these kids. So we're really excited to announce them. Obviously, I believe if you've got a flyer, we should have some information about what we're doing here, about the partnership. And, of course, we hope that we get a good round of applause for these kids. I know they're very excited and to be playing in front of their friends and their family. So let's get it going. They're going to play 2 5-minute halves. Little showcase for you guys, so enjoy it. And can I get a nice round of applause for these kids? They've come a long way. Thank you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A great initiative to see the Royals giving back to the community, giving opportunities for young men to make something more of their lives. And as you can see, we're getting the 5-minute halves underway. And let's see what the young fellas can do. Steps into the round 3, but airs it. Gets the ball back. A great move by the team in right. Oh, great pass from the cut. And it's fouled as he pushes the one-man pass through. And this is the second that they get the ball back. Team in blue tries the entry pass to the guard down low, but it was just long. Bit too much on that. Number 10 gets in the air and the pump fake steps back. But misses. Number 14 for the blue team as they push the fast break. Left hand there, no good. But good to see the ball moving. Pass is cut out. Black ball, sideline, as they sub. Left hand dribble, tries to take it on his own, but no good. Number 9 pushes the fast break all alone, but wins the layup. Behind the back dribble by number 12. Kicks it to number 7 of the black team. Kicks it to the corner. And turns over the ball. Great defense by the team in the white there. Waiting for the teams to put the ball in the basket, but I'm sure with the way they're moving the ball, that time will come very, very soon. Oh, number 9. Drives in hard at the fake handle that gets fouled on his way to the basket. He'll be shooting 2. And the first one, the rim is out. And it's just long by the team in the white. I believe. Right forward. Takes the screen. Long through from the rim with no good. The short jumper also no good, but the team in blue get back. One man fast break. There's the layup, but gets his own rebound. Kicks out to number 7. Jab steps. Left hand, Jerry. With a big JB there by number 7. Strong down to the basket for the blue team. Wide open on the wing, good entry pass. Great movement by the team in the white. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Keep on shooting with number 10. Keep on shooting. Takes the screen. Ooh. Great defense there by number 5. Oh, he gets open, pumps in, gets him in the air, but misses the turnaround. And a nice easy putback by number 4. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause to the young gentlemen who have just played for a half-time entertainment. A great initiative, a great cause, supporting young men and giving them avenues for employment and just to better themselves overall. The scores at the half are 51 to the Winners, 35 to the Flyers. Great second quarter there by the Wolves. Really good defense, applying a lot of pressure, forcing a lot of errors. The start of the second half for the Wolves, we have the starting five as Jackman,
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, out to the second half. This BBL Cup fixture between our host, the London City Royals, and the visitors, Bristol Flyers. The hosts now lead by 16 points. They came off to a bit of a run and gun finish to the first half now. Blues champion on the ball, guided by Andrew Lawrence. Gentry Thomas now kicks out. Well, they got a wide open three. The three is up. The three is good. Well, what a way to start the second half. Bristol Flyers have shown a little bit of range from the perimeter this evening, hitting some big three-pointers. Now Andrew Lawrence gives the ball up to Ed Lucas. Lucas now on the ball. Goes up to Jackman now. Andrew Lawrence splits the screen, turns it over. Well, Neighbor comes up with a loose ball. Down low to Lawrence. Kicks out. Scott now goes baseline. Well, traveling violation surely as the official does call it, but again, could have been called for a jump ball violation. Bristol Flyers will get the ball back. Turnover by the London City Royals. Champion now trying to get things going for the Flyers. They're going for a dribble handoff situation. Probably trying to get Gentry Thomas to isolate. Well, turns it over. Jackman with a steal. Gives up to Scott. Scott corner, Lawrence. Lawrence takes a three-pointer. Andrew Lawrence, cash money, hits another tray ball. A lot of people like to think that Andrew Lawrence is a straight-up shooting guard, but to be honest, he is a combo point guard, shooting guard, and can play the three if you need to. An ambassador for British basketball. Fred Thomas now pump fakes, goes baseline, pulls up from 15 feet. Fred Thomas sinks it off the dribble. And now Lucas throws it to Scott. Almost turns it over. Scott keeps it alive. Maybe now gives up to Ed Lucas. Lucas pulls up for another three-pointer. Ed Lucas sinks another tray ball. Well, it is raining threes right now from the London City Royals, who lead this one by 17 points, 57-40 here in the third quarter. Here's the dribble handoff now from the Bristol Flyers. Gentry Thomas guarded by Ed Lucas, looking to isolate, steps back, doesn't get it. Another three-pointer, doesn't get it. Big rebound by Neighbor. Lucas with the ball. Jackman now gives up to Andrew Lawrence. Lawrence fakes the screen, takes it in the lane, draws the foul. The foul is on number 3, Fred Thomas. Well, the last thing the Bristol Flyers want chasing this game is to get into the penalty too early, because when you're chasing the game and you need to go for steals, that's when it could cost you. You don't want the Royals going to the free throw line, but Lawrence comes off the screen, had Neighbor down low, they turn it over. Dozie with a steal. Champion now gives up to Dozie. Handoff with Thomas. Gentry Thomas steps back, fades away, baseline, doesn't get it. Neighbor with a rebound, off to Lawrence. It's a 2-on-2. Lawrence all the way, bit of contact, doesn't get it. Well, Scott just steps out of bounds. Another turnover for the Royals. Champion now on the ball, and again, Flyers not going to their dribble handoff play that they've been going in the last few situations. Champion pulls up in the lane, doesn't get it. Lucas with a rebound. And now the Royals, Jackman calling for it, but doesn't get the ball. Scott now gives up to Lawrence. Back to Neighbor. Neighbor pick and pop, sinks it. And again, Bristol Flyers have to call timeout because it is raining threes here in Crystal Palace. London City Royals lead this one by 20 points. Biggest margin of the game. Coach Kapoulis has got a headache. And quite frankly, it's the three-point line by the London City Royals. If you look at what's working right now for the Royals, of course, it's just the perimeter shooting. They've come out so far, 4 three-pointers already here in the third quarter, really taking this game over. And right now, Bristol Flyers really are trying to hang in there, but they've got to come up with something new. They've got to make the defense, got to switch on all costs. I mean, every player for the Royals can shoot from the perimeter. In that case, any pick and rolls, you've got to switch man-to-man defense. Will be baseline ball now to the Bristol Flyers as Gentry Thomas will inbound it to Lewis Champion. Well, the Royals have gone into a 2-3 zone, which is quite interesting because Flyers have shot the ball relatively well from the perimeter. We'll see how this zone plays out. We'll download to Dozie, and Dozie goes right at Neighbor in the middle. Throws up a wild one, way off the mark. And now Lucas. Well, here comes the pick and pop play with Neighbor. Lawrence in the lane. Well, turns it over. Scott keeps it alive. 8 on the shot clock now. Lawrence has got to get going to the basket now. Got it by Champion. Pulls up for a Hail Mary three-pointer. Doesn't get it. Gets his own rebound. And a fresh 14 for the Royals. Lawrence pick and pop again. Neighbor doesn't take the three. Scott doesn't take it. And again, they just get bailed out by a foul on Gentry Thomas. That's a tough call because to me that looked like good defense by Gentry Thomas. And again, Royals should have gone with the three-pointer by Will Neighbor or by Scott. The double change is coming as LVC Dusha comes into the game with Lavrinovic. And that is Darius Lavrinovic will check in. Well, the good thing about the lineup for the Royals now is Lavrinovic can really play back down post in the low block, while Neighbor can play outside the wing, of course. Lawrence step back, had the three, down low the big man, keeps it alive, gets blocked. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Royals ball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Lavrinovic just a little sloppy with the ball in his hands, unable to keep it alive. Dusha now inbounds it to Lawrence. Lawrence pulls up for a fadeaway, doesn't get it. And there's an over the back call there on Levi Bradley. Well, that was a smart play by Will Neighbor. Will Neighbor cemented his box out, and again, Levi Bradley had to reach over him, so we'll be fresh 14 on the shot clock. And Royals ball baseline. Dusha now inbounds the ball. Gets into Neighbor. Neighbor fades away on the baseline, doesn't get it. Lavrinovic can't get it, and now it's a 4-and-1 for the Flyers. Dish it off. Well, underneath to Gentry. Thomas gets rejected. Neighbor with the block. Can't get it. But again, Gentry Thomas doesn't give up on it. And he's able to tip it in for an easy two. But again, Will Neighbor did get a little fingertip block there. But it wasn't enough as Flyers able to capitalize. Lawrence off one screen. Pick and pop with Neighbor. Neighbor pump fake. Will Neighbor in the lane. Kicks out to LVC Dusha. He goes baseline. Lawrence takes him with his right. Oh, Andrew Lawrence goes in with a very tough acrobatic movement. And Dozie saying, ref, I didn't move. I got cemented. Well, that's a tough call. I have to see a replay of it, but it will be now 2 free throw shots to Andrew Lawrence. Well, Andrew Lawrence's father, Ronaldo Lawrence, in the crowd tonight, as mentioned already, drafted by the San Diego Clippers in the 1979 NBA draft. Had a very successful professional career here in the UK. Held the record, I believe, for most points ever scored in a game. As his son, Andrew Lawrence, missed the first free throw. Well, what a career Lawrence has had, having played in the 2012 Olympics. As he missed the second free throw, gave him probably too many accolades right there. Thomas now on the ball. Well, they get the shot in the corner by Fred Thomas. Fred Thomas can't get it, but it's an offensive rebound. And now Levi Bradley pulls the trigger. It's way off the mark. Well, Scott comes up with the ball in transition. Kicks out the Dusha. Neighbor, three in the corner, pump fakes. Turns it over, and Fred Thomas, have we got a bit of showtime? Throws it down! Fred Thomas with the monster dunk in transition. Well, the Royals really victims of their own, but now Scott in the lane. Scott with a strong move, goes baseline. The assist coming from Lawrence. Now you can see London Royals just a little bit complacent now with that 20-point lead. Too many penetrations, a lot of players giving up a lot of good shots, but that was a good move by Scott. Thomas now got it by Dusha. Here comes the double team. Well, they got it wide open. Fred Thomas takes a three-pointer, sinks it. Well, Fred Thomas nailing now his third tray of the game, cutting it down to a 15-point ball game. 3:43 to go here in the third quarter. Royals lead this one 62-47. Scott comes off with a screen with Lavrinovic. Looks for the big man in the corner. Dusha dish off to Lavrinovic. Got to go up with the big man under the basket. Lavrinovic simply unstoppable. And just listen to these fans. A lot of these fans coming from Lithuania coming tonight just to see the Lavrinovic twins. And again, what an ovation they got when the big man went to work. Thomas kicks the ball out. Gentry Thomas now. Down low to Levi Bradley. Levi Bradley can't get it. Scott with a big rebound, and he draws a foul against Levi Bradley. Well, 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Royals pretty much looking to control this one as Olin Jackman is going to come into the game for Will Neighbor. Still a relatively big lineup they've got in the game. They've got LVC Dusha and Scott, who's going to go to the free throw line. As we mentioned about Matt Scott, coming from Brooklyn, New York, last year playing in Germany for BV Chemnitz. Played his university basketball at the University of Niagara. Could be a big, big season for Scott now, being part of a big foundation of the London City Royals. And again, London's one of two professional teams here, along with the London Lions. Makes it 2 for 2 from the stripe. Restores a 19-point lead for the Royals. Dusha now putting some heavy defense on Thomas, and now London City Royals go back to a man-to-man defense. Fred Thomas now gets caught in a double team, but pulls up for a tough three, and it's way off the mark as Olin Jackman catches the rebound. And now the Royals can push and capitalize. Scott now looking for Lavrinovic. Big man catches in the low block, got it by Levi Bradley. Kicks the ball out, pump fake in the lane, throws it off the back of the backboard. Careless turnover, and again, you can see Coach Gardner saying to Lavrinovic, go to work in the low block. I mean, one-on-one, there's probably not many players in the BBL that can guard the Lavrinovic twins. Now VC Dusha put some heavy man-to-man defense. Well, you can see bench giving the credit to LVC Dusha, but does get called for the personal foul. And again, puts some excellent man-to-man pressure, but he's got to make sure that he plays without using his hands. Well, Ed Lucas checks back into the game for Matt Scott. Well, they get the three in the corner. The three is up. It's no good. Jackman with a rebound. Jackman going all the way. Dish up. Lavrinovic gives it the easy layup. Well, I thought he was going to throw that down. And just listen to these fans here at Crystal Palace as they go crazy. Well, Darius Lavrinovic just making the most of the fast break. And I thought he was going to throw it down with a monster dunk, but the Flyers down the other end. From a loose ball under the basket. Don't get it. Jackman, loose ball. Well, here's big time. It's Lucas. Lucas lays it up. And right now, it is all London City Royals. They lead this one by 23 points. You can definitely see this season the foundations for the Royals are a lot stronger. You can see players really understand their roles. But again, what big signings they made with the Lavrinovic twins. But personally, my favorite signing's got to be Andrew Lawrence as he checks back into the ball game. Ed Lucas doing such a good job there in transition. Now again, a lot of credit to Ed Lucas's brother, Nate Lucas, also part of the coaching staff for the London City Royals. Also the S&C coach for the Angolan national team. And was at the FIBA World Cup in China in Foshan for the first round. They came up with a big victory against the Philippines, and VC Dusha again now called for another personal foul. And again, he's doing such a good job with the pressure, but he's got to learn to play defense without using his hands, without committing that personal foul. And it's a right call by the official. Ball spins, goes baseline, and you can see Olin Jackman trying to say to the official that there was a hook, and he's got a point. To me, that's an offensive foul, but the official is going to go in favor of the Flyers. Baseline ball now to the Bristol Flyers. Trail this one by 23 points. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Gentry Thomas goes baseline. Gentry Thomas, strong move, and avoids the block by Lavrinovic. He's been their best player so far, and again, remember, he scored 35 points last week in their victory against the Surrey Scorchers. Right now, he's just got a magnitude of players to go up against. Jackman now looking for a handoff with Dusha. LVC down low, good pass to Lavrinovic. Well, big man's just got to go to work. The big man throws up a wild one. And he's lucky to even hit the backboard. And Andrew Lawrence just tries to put his hand in the cookie jar and unable to come up with a steal. Thomas now gives the ball up. Tries a pump fake, well, gets a push off, no foul called. Gentry Thomas in the lane, kicks out. Rogers tries a three. Rogers sinks a triple. And that's a big, big three-pointer. And now Lawrence, with 7 seconds to go in the third quarter, is going to have to try and isolate. Lawrence got to shoot the ball. Jackman takes a three-pointer. Well, that is his score at the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen, is London City Royals maintain an 18-point lead against the Bristol Flyers. And again, Coach Kapoulis, 10 minutes to figure out what he's going to change here for his team. Remember, this is the BBL Cup South Division. Both these two teams coming off big victories last week. London City Royals winning by 2 on the road against the Plymouth Raiders. By the Bristol Flyers, a very emphatic victory against the Surrey Scorchers. Gentry Thomas had 35 points, but so far, minute 30, we'll be back for the fourth quarter here in the British Basketball League.
Just announcing, we have a winner for the raffle. If you have raffle ticket number 10, we are tonight's lucky winner. You'll be getting yourself a nice lovely prize. You can come and see me upstairs afterwards. If you have raffle ticket number 10, you won yourself signed balls. Going into the fourth quarter. It's an 18-point lead by the home team, City Royals.
We're about to begin the fourth quarter here of the BBL Cup fixture between our hosts, the London City Royals, and the visitors, the Bristol Flyers from the West Country here in the United Kingdom. And the London City Royals really started to dominate that third quarter, especially with the perimeter. Lucas under the basket, and again, what a pass by Olin Jackman, the boy from Hackney Whiteheat, just giving a little dish off to the boy from Brixton. Olin Jackman having a wonderful basketball career himself, having a brief stint with the London Lions and playing in Germany, of course, but played his university basketball at Oklahoma City University. Well, spin in the lane by Gentry Thomas, unable to get it. Kicks out, tries another three, doesn't get it. Scott with a rebound, he's got Andrew Lawrence on his left. Kicks out, Lawrence fakes the pass. There's a foul under the basket, and again, it looks like they've called it. I believe they called it on Fred Thomas, and against the mismatch he's got against Lavrinovic. These Lavrinovic twins are going to cause a lot of problems this season in the British Basketball League, because not many players, the only way they can guard him is to be over physical. If you get over physical, especially in today's game, everything's going to be a foul. So it's going to be a nightmare for a lot of teams to figure out how they're going to deal with these players. Lucas down to Lavrinovic, tried the pump fake. Lucas fakes the screen back to Lavrinovic. Big man kicks out. Andrew Lawrence, 3 balls up. Andrew Lawrence, and it's good. 6 yet again. Another 3-pointer. The assist coming from number 12, Krzysztof Lavrinovic. And the Royals now lead again by 23 points. And Lawrence just getting his hand in the cookie jar, and doesn't cause a turnover, but it will be baseline ball to the Bristol Flyers. Dozy now checks back into the game, probably just to give Bristol that bit of physicality that they need. Thomas got it by Scott. Well, pulls up for a tough 3, doesn't get it. And Matt Scott tips it out of bounds, so it will be Bristol Flyers ball on the baseline. Fred Thomas now on the ball, gets a pass from Champion. Champion off one screen, goes pick and pop with a Dozy. 5 on the shot clock now. Champion's got to force up a prayer. Lewis Champion can't get it. Rogers gets a rebound. Dozy goes down low. It's better ball movement now from the Bristol Flyers. Top of the key, 15 feet. Well, Lavrinovic gets in a bit of a tangle. Well, in the lane again, it's just beautiful basketball. Coach Kapoulis is just so frustrated because, again, it's the defense off the ball that's causing all the problems for the Filton Flyers. But you got to credit the fact that they've probably got the greatest player in the league right now in Andrew Lawrence. Again, another turnover. Royals winning this game by 25 points. 7:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, Obiagu now comes into the game standing at 6'6", just making his introduction. So in the warm-up, really practicing on some perimeter shooting, but again, this is a good time for him to try and get some three-point shots up as Lewis Champion gets called for the foul against Andrew Lawrence. We got a timeout now as the Bristol Flyers have got 7 minutes and 31 seconds to restore probably a little bit of pride right now as they trail this one by 25 points, 77-52.
Unfortunately, on the shot clock for the Royals, Obiago with the ball at the top. Gets into ball, having a fantastic game.
Well, Scott kicks out in the corner. Now, big three by the young fella checking in. Doesn't get it. Again, there's a good looks for him, but got to get himself into the game. Really knock those down when they're that wide open as Champion comes off the screen. The Champion looking for options. Kicks out to Rogers. Rogers tries another three. Doesn't get it. Again now, Andrew Lawrence comes up with a loose ball. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Lavarinovic gets a ball reversal. Scott now, can he make his fourth three? In and out. Doesn't get it. A good ball movement by the Royals. Champion now in the lane. Champion in the lane, tries to go up with it. No pass to make. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Bristol Flyers ball with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock as Elvisi Dusha looks like he's going to check back into the game. Looks like he's coming in. Like he was coming in for Ed Lucas, but it appears to be Matt Scott that will go take a breather. And again, good effort by Matt Scott. Well, Matt Scott's been very impressive, not only from his perimeter shooting tonight, but big thing for Scott. Got a timeout. He's rebounding for a shooting guard / small forward. It's really been crucial for the Royals and helping them get out on the break as much as possible tonight. And again, their transition basketball is probably going to be a thing to watch this season in the British Basketball League. With strong foundations with a coach like Lloyd Gardner, very experienced, spending the last few years coaching at Barking Abbey and also being a commentator for the Basketball Champions League and traveling, doing many live events for FIBA. Coach Lloyd Gardner definitely building stronger foundations this season for the London City Royals. Well, 6:39 to go here in the fourth quarter as the Royals lead this one by 25. Well, the three is up, and again, struggling to make his Elvisi Dusha comes up with a rebound. It's Elvisi Dusha's second season now for the Royals. Played some big minutes last year and really contributed as Lucas now. They get a ball reversal. Takes it down the middle. Again, wild shot. Nobody there to go in for a rebound. And again, poor play. Turnover by the Royals. Flyers will get the ball back. Champion now gives the ball up to Fred Thomas. At this stage of the game, Flyers have really got to go at it. You can see right now everybody just looking around at someone else to make something going, and when you're down by 25, you've really got nothing to lose. You just got to go at, penetrate. No basket. The official part of me has called the 24-second violation. Good defense by the Royals, and again, this is the problem with the Flyers. The Flyers, when you're down by 25, there's not much you can go worse than that. But really at that stage, you just got to try new things, go at them, draw some penetrations, make some fouls in the paint. Lisi now kicks out to Lucas. Lucas already made a few threes tonight, tries another one, doesn't get this one. Lawrence gets a rebound. Fresh 14 now for the Royals. Just under 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter as they lead this one by 25. Lawrence kicks in the corner. Lucas another three. Can he get it? Yes, sir! And he sinks another triple. Andrew Lawrence picking up yet another assist. It was now a 28-point ball game. London City Royals just running wild all over here in the capital of the United Kingdom. By Bradley in the low block. Kicks out the Champion. Thomas tries another three-pointer. Can't get it. Lucas tries to get the rebound out of bounds, and it will be Royals ball. Well, Lucas now and Andrew Lawrence for their efforts. We'll check out the ball game. What a game they played this evening. LVC now kicks out Lavrinovic. Why not? Doesn't pull the trigger. You can see the home fans really want him to go for that one. Well, gets a wide open look, takes a three-pointer, can't get it. Champion now looking for a lob pass to Fred Thomas, and Dozie going for the same option, but comes off a screen. A foul is called. Nice little play there by the Flyers, and Lavrinovic will check out of the game. Will Neighbor now probably check in for these last 4.5 minutes for the Royals. In the lane now, Dozie goes over it, draws a foul against Neighbor. So Dozie will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Again, that's what I'm talking about. As soon as you get the ball, this stage when you're down by 28, you just got to go at the defense and draw a foul, get to the free throw line. You don't really have much to lose. This stage right now, the Bristol Flyers, they started this game quite well. I mean, they got off on the break really well in the first quarter, but it was the end of the second quarter. That was when it just all went downhill for them. But credit to the London City Royals. Shot the ball so well from the perimeter. 30% from the three-point line last week in their victory against the Plymouth Raiders. And we're seeing a similar stat now as he makes both free throws. LVC now crosses over. He's got wide open Will Neighbor. Neighbor down low to Scott. Scott pump fake, goes up and it draws a foul. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Well, smart play there by the Royals. Started with LVC coming off a screen, going with the pick and pop with Neighbor. And Neighbor just spotting Scott wide open with a high-low pass. And now the man from Brooklyn, New York, will go to the line for 2 free throw shots. And what a season it's going to be for this fella. Again, we've seen how well he can play from the perimeter. But what I like most about Matt Scott is his ability to really rebound as a guard. Doesn't get the second free throw. Let's better defense now by LVC. You can see less use of his hands, and again, just causing Lewis Champion to give the ball up as Bradley now takes in the lane. He's got to kick it out, and another turnover. Great defense by the Royals, and again, that's the kind of defense they're going to have to play if they're going to be championship contenders this year. You got to be able to play defense so you contain the offense, don't make any reaches, and don't give away any silly fouls. Well, 3:47 to go here in the fourth quarter as the Royals lead this one by 27. Pick and pop now. Will Neighbor pump fakes in the lane. Will Neighbor goes in with an acrobatic layup, gets his own rebound, fades away in the lane. Neighbor still can't get it. And now Levi Bradley in transition. Bit of contact all the way left hand. He can't get it. Back-to-back misses for both these two teams. Dusha now pass in transition. Again, another poor layup. Sloppy basketball end-to-end. One thing the Royals have to do is close this game out well. Thomas kicks out to Gentry Thomas. And it's another turnover. 4 possessions from both these two teams. Transition goes in, layup doesn't get it. Both coaches will be very disappointed to see this passage of play as Levi Bradley takes the three-pointer, can't get it. Just under 3 minutes. You can see now LVC Dusha just slowing things down now, try and get him into a half-court set. Yeah, they're winning by 27, but you got to close games out the right way. DC off one screen. Through in the shot clock. He's got to get something going in the basket. Well, they got to shoot it. And it's a 24-second violation. And again, it has just been sloppy basketball. Back-to-back 6 possessions we've seen now. You know, if you're a player on the Royals, this is where you got to prove to Coach Gardner that, you know, you want to be in the mix-up. You got to be aware of what's on the shot clock, that's for sure. Well, technical foul's been called. So Royals will have a free throw. Now the question is, you can understand the Flyers probably very frustrated, but I'm not sure who the technical's called on. So LVC will shoot the free throw as he makes it. Bristol Flyers will get the ball back down by 28 with 2:26 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, I'm not sure who the technical was called on, but at this stage doesn't really matter too much, but you got to keep it cool in this game. Blocking foul is called Gentry Thomas. Really, you can see as a one-on-one play, he's a magnificent player. He's just needed a bit of help tonight. He's had a very good game, to say the least. Well, we got a timeout, ladies and gentlemen, as the Royals looking to close this one out with 2:15, leading by 28. And again, second season for the London City Royals here in the British Basketball League. And won the BBL Cup last year, making it to the playoff final, where they lost emphatically to the Leicester Riders. Two teams, that really have dominated this league for so many years are the Leicester Riders and the Newcastle Eagles. And a lot of respect, obviously, to the London Lions, who have been competitors, but really this could be a season where the London City Royals could really show to everyone here in Great Britain that they are the team to be reckoned with. Some big signings they've made with Andrew Lawrence and the Laverinovich twins from Lithuania. This will be a very big season, to say the least, here in the capital, and everybody will be waiting for Derby Day when the Lions come here, and when, of course, the Royals go up to Stratford in the East End of London at the Copper Box. Well, where next now for the Bristol Flyers? I mean, it was only in 2006 when the foundations were built, where Filton Academy and Bristol Academy combined, and Andreas Kapoulis, the Greek national coach, has been with them ever since, and really he has been the cornerstone for building the foundations for basketball in Bristol. What a great job he's done. I mean, they made their rookie season in the British Basketball League in 2014 and 15, and they finished 8th that year, making a playoff berth, and they've had some interesting matchups with the Newcastle Eagles. 2 times in a row they made the playoffs. They lost to the Eagles quite emphatically as Dusha just missed the 3. And again, they shocked the entire British Basketball League in 2018, where they finished 6th, and they beat the Newcastle Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. 3rd time lucky that year. It's Levi Bradley unable to make the shot. Under a minute and a half to go here in the fourth quarter, as Alvisi Dusha brings the ball up for the Royals. Alvisi now in the lane, has to kick it out. Pulls up for a 3, takes a 3-point, doesn't get it. Neighbor with a tip-back rebound. Nobody boxed him out, and he just helped himself to a little buffet. Lewis Champion checks back into the game for Gentry Thomas. He'll play this last minute 11 seconds to go here as the London City Royals lead this one by 30 points. Champion now comes off one screen. Almost throws it away, but in the lane, bit of contact, kicks out. Big 3 in the corner, takes it, doesn't get it. Rebound by the Royals, under a minute to go here. LVC in transition, gonna slow this one down in the lane. Good pass, gotta finish it, and he missed the layup. Well, unfortunately, it was a great pass by LVC Dusha. Levi Bradley gives up to Lewis Champion. Champion takes a 3, Lewis Champion. We just didn't see that enough from him. I mean, Lewis Champion has had a very bright basketball career here in the United Kingdom. Had a very good stint with the Reading Rockets a couple of years ago. And again, really needs to be more emphatic with his shooting, because this boy can shoot the ball. VC Dusha on the ball, goes in the lane, Tries a behind the back pass. What a play! And again, it's a missed layup. And Elvisi Dusha will be so disappointed that on 2 back-to-back great passes, it wasn't finished off. But again, you got to love the unselfish basketball. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a game it's been for the home side. Just listen to these fans. It's London City Royals 84, Bristol Flyers 57. They move on to the next round. And look what it means to every fan in here. Basketball is back in the capital, and it's blue, red, and white. London City Royals, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Bett, and it's good night here at Crystal Palace.
And as I said before, if you have raffle ticket number 10, in the few moments you'll be able to come and collect your prize, signed BBL official ball.